It is an absolute fact that Charlie Kirk thought that he was a time traveler. He told me he was a time traveler repeatedly.
Okay, she said that. And that's a really unusual thing to say, even for Candace Owens' normal rhetoric. Really unusual things, even for his standards. I thought it was a joke, or I thought it was a metaphor for something, but then it just kept going as a real thing.
And instead, they decided that they could send him to this X-Men school. That's the best way I can describe it. A lot of weird things used to happen to Charlie. He would go on runs. I think I told you guys this, after sundown. And when he was running, street lights would go out. It was like he was a burst of energy, like he was a lightning bolt or something.
I don't usually see her content, but I imagine this is off. And if this is off, what does this say about the people who are following her? Are they going down this road as well? Or is this the last stop for some and time to go to another train? See, curiosity is good. That's the society we live in. It's good to be curious. It's good to consider ideas. It's good to discuss things in the marketplace of ideas. But is it? Or is there times like these where too many lunatics around the world exist and we need to filter out crazy? We need to filter out things that don't make sense. If your goal is to be grounded, can we say no to a few ideas and still be an open-minded person? There is a cost of taking everything seriously. There is a cost of taking all the ideas. A lot of damage has been done due to conspiracy theories, because even if you're out of the cults, those ideas are still there, waiting for somebody else to make them alive. This claim rests on dreams, on assumptions, on her own internal logic. Like, she assumes things work like that. None of the narratives can be proven or disproven. It's just something that is being said. We don't know what her intent is. We don't know if she's a grifter or if she's having a psychotic episode. But this seems to be very absurd. This makes me wonder about her audience. About any people who have an audience. What does it take for me to disengage? If I follow somebody, what does it take for me to finally disengage? Or is loyalty until the bitter end, where you, like a lemon, just fall from some ideological cliff? Candace Owens has a lot going for her. She has this pristine image to her. She looks respectable. She looks like your good neighbor that knows stuff. That when she says, you know you can trust it because she has everything under control. She worked in politics, she's been around with all the people, so she does have that credibility of having insider knowledge. She gives us relief because when she offers a perspective, everything is simple, everything is so easy. The only thing you need to do is to hate this person or these people. And even a gloom and doom explanation sometimes is better than uncertainty, is better than complexity, is better than a life that feels chaotic. Sometimes it's better to believe in the monster than to believe that there's no cause to the world, there's no order, and anything can happen at any time. To have a clear enemy with a face reduces anxiety. That's why conspiracy theories are so popular, because people are not grounded in themselves. They're grounded in stories that makes them feel comfortable, that makes them feel like they have some insight and control over the world. But still, one has to answer, where does it stop? Where does these stories start being really bad for you? And I would ask you, if you are a fan of somebody, we're talking about Candace Owens, but of anybody else, what would make us disengage? Do we have limits? Would I follow no matter where? But also, we can ask ourselves, am I attracted to escalation? Do I love being taken to a story that keeps growing and growing and growing? And if that's the case, what's your relationship with not knowing? What does that make you feel? To be grounded is not to know everything. To be grounded is just to be, and to trust that no matter what, I am here, and I can trust my mind, and I can trust things around me. To ask these questions is a question of just taking a bit of responsibility, not so much judgment. And another way, what is my relationship with the world not being simple? With people not being good or bad, not completely amoral or moral? With a side not being good or bad? Can I handle complexity of the world? Can I handle duplicity of each person I meet? I think it's so much easier to look at our strange and difficult world and to just solve it saying there are lizard people. I know it's funny, but it's a need. It's a need to simplify the world. And again, that need comes from being afraid, from being scared, and from being unattended. From a world that again and again proves to people that they don't care. And I know it's easy to make fun of the clownery and the bold claims and the flat earth, and it's all very funny, but it's all very tragic too. But at the same time, responsibility has to come from each one of us, and to say, as we become adults, as we grow, am I capable of dealing with reality? Am I capable of dealing with truth? Do I have truth as my main priority? The thing with Candace Owens is she used to be part of this right-wing pipeline that goes from moderate to extreme. But now Candace Owens is her own pipeline, it seems. That anything can happen. You go there for the right-wing takes, and then you can be taken anywhere. It can be lizard people, it can be magic, it can be dreams, it can be X-Men school, it can be the devil, religion. Candace Owens is now the pipeline. And a pipeline is what takes you from an adjusted human being that understands their surroundings into being isolated, into reshaping your identity just according to the story you've been told. You live, breathe, and eat it. Just that story. How many friends do we have that we lost to some cause that actually is just a story? It has nothing to do with principles or morals. The entry is always something familiar, like you feel sad, you feel depressed, you have a sensation that people are out to get you, that the world is out to get you, and then you just talk about the enemies. You'd say which enemies you should hate, which people you should hate, which people are after you. It's a brainwashing process. It elicits strong emotions. It's based on truth, on how people fear, on what people fear, on the fears that people have. But then everything put on top of it is just cartoonishly funny and tragic. And if you're believing something super fast, it's a tell. If you're falling into this new discovered world too fast and you feel like you figure out the world, you probably haven't. Because none of us have. None of us really understand its existence outside of our own perception of existence. If you lost people to any of these pipelines, if you lost anybody to some crazy conspiracy story or political extremism, you know that there's not much you can do. And the only solution that I have here is acceptance. It's as prevention. Is to accept that we don't know many things, is to accept that the world is difficult, that we feel small and vulnerable at times, and that sometimes you can feel confused and that the world is gonna feel too big, too dangerous, too hostile. And I know this is funny, but ridicule just makes people further and further away. These conspiracies are just a coping with life. And I'm not saying you shouldn't laugh, because I have laughed. It is funny. I was shocked with Charlie Kirk being an X-Men. So the only thing we can do is kind of prepare ourselves to take in information and know when to reject it, and know when people are talking with too much certainty about anything. Not every idea is worth considering. Attention is limited, and a lot of things that we choose to hear just live rent-free in our brains. You need to be comfortable with being uncertain. You need to be comfortable with things being complex. You need to be comfortable with not knowing. It's part of being grounded, is not knowing. I don't know about Candace Owens, and I don't care, but I do care about her viewers. And I hope they are able to get out of the pipe. Thank you.